Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, stream is going to be dedicated actually to learning how to set up your own Discord server. In the TPP channel, somebody had actually suggested this. Whether you just wish to have a place by yourself, whether you're one of these type of people who wants to maybe make your own team alliance, it can always be very useful to understand how exactly go about doing such a thing. So, um, yeah, whether you just want to make a team, whether you just want to actually, have a place by yourself, listen to music, wherever the case may be, it's always very super useful being able to do such a thing. That being said, let's see here now. So that being said, let's get set up here to get you setting to my display. Give me one moment here while I get this fixed. Display capture. Alright, good, you can see this. Perfect. So, for those who don't know, this is Discord. You can download Discord. Just in case for some reason you don't have Discord. Easiest way, just go to Google as always. And then you can just go to Discord download. And it says the very first one, discordapp.com. That's the key, ladies and gentlemen. You go here, wait for the load, and as you can see, it comes available for Windows, Mac, comes on your tablets, devices, pretty much anything you think of, they got it. So, that being said, I'm not going to go over that much, but let's see, let me get a little bit of music going. There we go. Let me turn this down some here. Hang on one second. Wrong one. Open volume mixer. There we go. Now it won't be so loud, but you can still hear me, so that's awesome. So, yeah, pretty much. So, Discord, here we are. And what we got a person asking? Alright, so, once you're in Discord, you go all the way to the bottom. I have a bunch of channels. I actually use it a lot more, but I've gotten rid of a lot of them. But if you go down here to where it says add a server, it'll ask if you want to join a server or create a server. So obviously going to click on create a server. And this is where you want to make a name for your server. This would be like your alliance name, your team name. To give an example, I just have one called my server because it's like my little personal spot. I keep like different little tidbits information, different screenshots, whatever. But yeah, for this we're going to do TPP example alliance. Like so. You can change server region. I'm going to put US East because I'm on the East Coast. You can put in some kind of image if you want it. So let's see here. Let's change the icon to, let's say, pictures. Let's change this because it's the same as the thumbnail. Perfect. Alright. So, and see, you can now invite your friends if you need to. I'm not going to do that right now though. And as you can see now, you're in a channel by itself. Actually, it automatically puts you in a voice channel because it makes a default voice channel. This is your voice channel. This text channel. Differences. This is for like when you have a microphone speaking to others. This is for like actual text chat. So, for example, this is a text chat. Now, I'm going to temporarily disconnect from that. I don't want to, ruin my bandwidth here. So, first and foremost, let's go over server settings because it's always important. Here's your overview. We've already did that during creation. AFK channel. This is like, for example, if you're in a voice channel and basically you haven't talked in so long, it will automatically take you to a different channel and like put you in it, so where you're not like just staying idle in a voice channel. It can be useful, especially in bigger servers. Let's see here. System messaging channel. So this would be like, let's say, your welcome channel. So if you have a bunch of people joining, you don't want that to just like be spamming your general chat, for example. You can make a specific channel for that, or use no system messages. So like I said, you don't want to say like, hey, welcome so and so to your channel or to your server or whatever. You put that there. Alright, default notifications, all messages are only mentions. Because some people some people like to just do at everyone all the time. But anyway, moderation. Oh, okay, here we go. Hang on 1 second. Let me take that off. Alright. So moderation. This is like basically this is like the kind of security your Discord has, like when people join. So the more you have, the more quote-unquote secure it is. So like this highest one right here, this would be like make it so server has to have 2-factor authorization. Medium might be must been registered in Discord for longer than 5 minutes. And this one might be, for example, the fourth one might be, I believe that's the one where you have to wait 10 minutes before you can speak in the Discord. Many people do the medium, which is really just about all I do personally. But anyway, explicit content filter. Scan messages for members without a role. Scan messages sent by all members. So it automatically scans the links messages sent in the server that contain explicit content. There's always ways around all this though, so it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't. Audit log. This is where you can like monitor, let's say if you have other staff members or whatever, people you give extra Discord powers to, you will be able to see, what's what. So you can see like, they've changed on their channel, you can modify specific roles, specific members, powers, etc. Let's talk about roles now. This is the important thing. Now everyone, this has to be noted, not everyone is going to have administrator. You do not under any circumstance want to give everyone administrator, okay? If you do that, that's a big no-no, because that means anybody's in your server is going to have administrative power. Do not do that. Normally, everyone, that particular role, all you really want them to have is able to maybe invite other people, obviously. If you want them to be able to change their name, give them that. Let's see here. You want them to be able to read text channels and voice channels. This doesn't specifically mean that they're going to be able to see every channel that you make. It just means that they have the ability to see channels itself. Okay? If you want them to be able to talk, that'd be fine. I just turn it off because I just find it annoying. But anyway, because this is TTS is when it just talks. Embed links, attach files. Personally, I don't allow just anybody to attach files. More for security thing than anything. Same with embed links. But I mean, I can see what it's useful. Message history. This is a big one out here, y'all. This is where a lot of people mess up. Is where like, oh yeah, we did click this off, didn't know what it was, maybe it was by accident, whatever. But basically, what this is that let's say if I was to make, let me make a quick channel here to give you an example here. Let's say if I was to make a channel, I'm going to put this text channel, I'm going to say miscellaneous. So let's say if I had permission set so a person could not read the message history of this channel, okay? So when the other person, so when that person like logs in Discord, someone's OCD like me, it's going to say up here you do not have permission to view the message history of this channel. So you won't have no idea what's been said in that channel, maybe it was something important, whatever. So it's just something to always keep in mind. Let me check here again. I'm just saying notifications in TPP. Things catch also how to assign roles. I'm about to go over that, so just bear with me one moment. Let me find my channel again here. Here we are. I'm getting a DM. Yes, I'm Alexander. Yes, sir, I am. Alrighty here. And I apologize if you're speaking in the actual dashboard chat on YouTube. I don't have speech chat enabled at the moment, so I have no idea if you're typing anything. Just heads up. So let's see here. Server settings. Feel free to DM me though right now if you have me on Discord, and I'll be glad to answer your questions while I'm doing this. So let's say roles. This is the spice of the rack, so to speak. So now you have to understand that by default, the person who makes the Discord is the actual quote-unquote main administrator. You have basically every power. There's no way to override your power unless you give away your position as the Discord owner, okay? There is no actual official quote Discord owner role. Now you can make other roles, so that roles. Let's say you want to make a new role. Let's say what is normally in an alliance? I'm a cop kind of guy, so let's say captain of team. So you have a captain of team or whatever. So this captain of team, let's say this is a person who has some minor administrative purpose. Alright? So if you want to give administrator, members with this permission have every permission and also bypass channel specific permissions. This is a dangerous permission to give. Personally, unless they were like a high level administrator for your server, I would not pass out the administrator role. You can always set specific things they can do. So for example, someone like, let me go to a different one for example. Let's say head administrator. Let's say you have a person like right under you, second in command, okay? You might give administrator him. They cannot kick you, okay? Point blank. They cannot do anything to you. But they will be able to do anything and everything else to everybody else. You have to remember that always. So they might need to view audit log, manage server. Members with this permission can change the server's name or more regions. I mean, really? Who needs to have that control besides you, right? Personally, I don't give it to them. Manage roles. Do you want them to be able to change other people's roles? If you do, give it to them. If you don't give it to them. For me, there might be like one person would have that. That's just me though. Manage channels. Do you want them to be able to like create new channels, new voice channels, new text channels, edit them, that type of thing? Give it to them. Generally, some kind of admin will be able to do that. Because you don't want to do everything by yourself. It can become quite a bit of work. Kick members. Do you want them to be able to kick members? If you do, give it to them. Normally kicking is like a moderator thing, so it makes sense to give it to them. Ban members. Do you want them to be able to ban people? Remember that banning on Discord has, they can actually ban you. But let's go with that. create instant invite, change nickname, manage nicknames. So do you want them to be able to edit other people's names? Or do you just want to keep it so people can individually change their own name? That's your own decision. And normally I give that to them though. Manage emojis. And what this means is that there's a section I'll go over in a little while where you can basically, right here, where basically, was that real fast? Where like basically you can add custom emojis. So let's say if I want to add, let's see, where is it here? Give me a moment. Oh, I know where it is. Let's say I have a picture of a face for a game right here. Yeah, this is it. Let me find it, guys. Hang on 1 second. Anyway, I don't remember my pictures, but the point was this. You can add your own picture, like emojis and all to it. So let's say you wanted to make, I don't even know if I even have any pictures. I don't have any pictures on this computer. But basically, you can add like, special animated emojis, whatever it might be. But let's get back to roles. Taking too long just on roles. Let's say, so we're going to be able to send 10 TS messages. Now, I must explain this. If you put down, they can manage webhooks. Webhooks, what are these? Members with this permission can create, edit, and delete webhooks. Let me explain this one. So webhooks are your way of, with your Discord server a lot of times. Or if it's not a bot, it could also be, for example, like web integration between like a database in your Discord server too. A lot of it can get kind of technical. A lot of it can also become insecure. So I've seen servers having anywhere from one webhook to, several. But it's just always something to keep in mind. There are some very popular ones though. Let me see. I actually might be able to give you an example of one. I don't want to give away anything too private though. Let's see here. Oh, let me check my messages real fast. Also, how to sound roles. Discord too. Alright. Let me find it. Am I still in that chat? I don't know if I have any webhooks in this one. I doubt it. Webhooks. I don't have any webhooks in my own personal channel anymore. I got rid of that. Ooh, I gotta turn it down though. But anyway, so let me turn this down, guys. Hang on 1 second. That is a little bit loud. It's pretty bad when it's that loud and you get out one, right? So we were on roles, server settings, head administrator. So let's talk about send messages. They're gonna be able to obviously send messages. TTS, again, I just disabled that for everybody personally. Manage messages. Do you want them to be able to edit, delete other people's messages? If you do, enable that. If you don't enable it. So a major issue in many alliances is when like you give the power to the wrong person and they just go and destroy everything you've made. That's one reason why personally I don't give a whole lot of permissions to people. That's one of those debatable things. But also there has to be a level of trust. You have to gain trust by trust you earn from others. So for a head administrator, like is your second command, so it might be good to give them that. Embed links, attach files. I don't normally give people attached files. I don't like doing that. If you want to give someone a file, do it in DM, because here's the thing, you don't know what's in that file. It's a security risk personally. Mention everyone. Again, not everybody's going to like it when you do add everyone, because if you have a big Discord server, I'm talking about like 100 plus people. 100 plus people won't going to get that notification. Some people may not like that. Normally in servers, I'll show you what happens. If I get it at everyone a lot of times, this is what I do. I'll go to my notification settings, and they'll automatically get a mute. I don't get any messages because I just don't put up with that. It totally is infuriating to me. But anyway, let's see. Server settings, roles, head administrator. Oh, and by the way, you can change your color of the role. So let's say if I was to do that, let me save that. So now I can always, let's say, assign myself a role. Now remember, you don't have to actually. You are already the owner of Discord, or the main person, or I am at least. So I don't actually have to set a role, okay? It's purely for cosmetic purposes. But let's see if I wanted to do that. I can do that. And let's say we want to make Captain Team 1. Now, let me show you something. The way Discord servers work, notice where I'm in position of this. Actually, I may have to use my other one, because I have a button there already. Personal. Let's do this. So, if you notice, I don't separate this by rank currently. But if I was to go to roles here, on my other one, you'll see that I have a few different bots, okay? So, if I was to make a role, let's say, test admin. Let's make him admin. Alright. Let's make it a yellow color. I like yellow. Okay. So, you move this up above the bots. Follow me so far? What's going to happen is, see, it's calling out there because you don't have it set. In the settings, under, let's see here. It's here somewhere. So, for each role you set, you can determine if you want the role to be displayed, like on an online member list, alright? And you also allow anyone to mention this role. This is for security. It's like, let's say you're a busy person. You don't want anyone to do add owner, whatever your role might be. What this does is it will allow it so you can set what roles can actually mention you specifically, or mention a specific role specifically, which is super useful. So let's say separate that. I'm going to have it separate the StruttyBot I use, and I'm going to have it to separate. That already separates that. I'm going to separate that one too, because I'm going to show you something here. Watch this. If you notice, it's now separated these by. Let me get myself that. If you notice, we have StruttyBot, then UberBot, and then it shows just online list. Why? Because Rhythm and Tatsumu are not in the actual role to be separated. But if I do that, and then this, if you notice, now it's going to separate them. So you see, now you may ask, why is it test admins at the top? Let me show you why. Test admins at the top because roles, you have test admin at the top. Let's say if you want to strut at the top and you wanted test admin to be the third in row. What do you think is going to happen? Let's find out. You now have StruttyBot there, and then my row. So this was supposed to be the second one. I forget. Let's see here. So T-Bot is supposed to be next. I don't actually think I have T-Bot anymore in here. Let me just say. No, I don't have T-Bot in here. Oh, I do have T-Bot. T-Bot's offline. That's why. That's for a different game. Don't worry about that. But let's say if I was wanting to make Tatsumu next in line, I could do several roles. So even then, it will only show these as far as if they're online. Just keep that in mind. So as you can see now, you have StruttyBot, Tatsumu, then me. Or if you wanted to make me back at top, it's quite easy. Server settings, roles, test admin, put you back at top. Bada bing, bada boom. And You can give each role a different color, like so, just like that. Now watch this. Now you just give everybody pretty colors. You see that? Very cool, isn't it? Alright, so let's say server settings. We've gone over the roles. So remember, each role you want to be very specific about what you give them. Now, I'm going to throw a curveball. Are y'all ready? This is where you can priority speaker. For those who don't know what this is, it's where users with this permission have the ability to be more easily heard when talking. So when active, the volume of others without this permission will be automatically lowered. So let's say, how do I explain this? Okay, so like normally, like let's say in certain games where you may have a team, like let's say 5 to 7 players, but you have one person who kind of like calls the shots of like a strategy or something, right? You want to make it so that when he starts talking, others can hear him. So it will automatically make it, if he's a priority speaker, or that role's a priority speaker, then everyone else's volume, even if they're talking, is going to be lowered so everyone can hear the priority speaker. It's very, very useful. Go live. This is somewhat of a newer role, but it's basically what it says. It allows it so a person has the ability to go live on the server. It can be very useful as well for streamers. And of course, you can always delete roles. Now, integration. StreamKit. This is for like if you want to partner with Twitch or YouTube, channel that will show like, hey, you know, your member who is so and so, if they have a connected or synced, let's see, let me find it. Under your general settings for Discord, you should see something like, hang on, I gotta find it, guys. Authorized apps, I believe this is it. Privacy and safety, connections. So let's say if you have some stuff connected, alright? So if a person, let's say for example, has a YouTube and a Twitch account connected and synced to Discord, when you go to server settings and go to the integrations, then once I go live, for example, on here, you can have a channel set up that will show, you know, hey, this person's gone live, he's in your channel, yada yada yada. Emojis, I've already explained that. Webhooks explained that. Server widgets. Widgets are these are based like you've probably seen like on these websites where you see a page similar to this, a little small thing on the right that will show how many people are on like your Discord currently. Don't particularly know of a website right offhand, but many gaming websites use it. There's just a little thing that will basically pop up on your website. So let's see here, members. Now, server boost status. This is important too. So for each server boost status you get, you can get more emojis. You can get an animated server icon, 720p go live stream. So they basically increase your bandwidth capabilities. Supposedly better audio quality. I mean, I've never really had issues with audio quality on Twitch, but I mean, whatever. Custom server invite background. 50 megabyte upload limit for all members. That's actually pretty useful. If anyone who's ever tried to upload like pictures on a server before, a Discord server, you know, Supreme sent like a picture to a friend. Many times like 4K pictures, they have issues of where say, oh, you know, this file's too big, you can't send it. I have that issue all the time. It's very, very annoying. So if you ever want to get big, it might be useful to try to save and get any of your alliance members to help boost your server, because it helps everybody, not just, you know, or you. Alright, so let's say, well, I might do better doing this in my other personal channel here. So, server settings, members. So here you can see you have a list of members, mostly bots, but anyway, let's say you have here a list of members. You can set specific roles to them through this, or you can do moderation and administrative tasks as well. You can mute them, you can change their nickname, you can kick or ban. You can, now this is the dangerous part. This is what I was telling you. Let's say you decided you just want to pass on your ownership to go to somebody else. You can transfer the ownership to somebody else, but you have to be careful about that, okay? Because once you do it, there's no going back unless they transfer it back to you. And remember, you can't affect them in any way without, after you've transferred it to them. Copy ID, ignore that. I have developer mode open up on Discord. So now, invites. This is where it will show if any invites have been sent off to different people. Bans. This is your ban list. Let's say if you ban somebody, then you can always go in there and see who's banned. So for the sake of this, I'm going to actually, this is just my other account, so I don't mind. I'm going to ban Vorfin. Why is he getting the ban hammer? I love that GIF, by the way. Now, even do you want to delete any messages? It will only allow you to delete up to 7 days prior, but normally that's enough. I mean, normally to getting banned is a good reason why. But we're going to say for the sake of don't delete anything. Reason for the ban. Because I can. Ha. Okay. So I just banned him. He gone. See, now when you click, if you notice, you can't click, let me show you. It won't show Vorfin on here anymore because he's been banned. Okay. Now if I always go to server settings, bans, it shows Vorfin. I can always go say ban reason was because I can, I can revoke the ban, or I can just be called dead. I'm going to revoke the ban now. Now, it should be noted though, it isn't going to automatically make him rejoin. He has to rejoin on his own, okay? So I'll rejoin later, that's not an issue. But anyway, yeah, but now also this delete server. Only the Discord owner is able to delete a server. You see what I say right here? Enter your name. But only the Discord server owner, the one who has Discord ownership, can physically delete the server, thankfully. Now, just a couple more things, and we're almost done here. Then I'll take any questions. I'll look in the dashboard chat in a second. I've already showed you how to make a channel. This is a text channel. So test. You can also set private channels. Private channels are channels by making a channel private, only selected roles will have access. So basically, let's say, I'll give you even a great example. Let's say LP private room. Oh, I forgot to make that private. Hang on. But I want to show you like that. Private channel. LP private room. So, and by the way, you can do it as a voice channel as well. It doesn't have to be text. So, text channel. So this we can assign which roles are going to have access to that room. So let's say you only want it so only staff members can join your private room, okay? So then you can have your own little private room. Let me show you something else also I'm thinking about. Create category. Right click and go to create category, or you can go to create category up here as well. And what categories does is, it does this. Let's say team strategy. See, made a category called team strategy. Let's say, for sake of something like dominations, defense, We may have a war room, and you may have a offense. Now, watch this. So you got a whole bunch of categories. Let's say under defense, you may have tips, and you may also have. By the way, if you didn't know, you can always minimize categories. I didn't know that for a long time. But anyway, defense, tips, then you may have base examples. Now, so you can actually move your channels however you want, alright? Even if you want to put tips under a different category, you can just quite easily put it under that. It's very, very user friendly for that. That's what I love. And you can also move categories. So let's say, hey, no, I want defense at the very bottom. There, you have defense at the very bottom. That part's real simple. Now, one last thing I want to show you guys is very important is, let's say, I'm actually going to use a custom voice channel for this. Private meeting. Let's say you give a private meeting room, okay? And instead of using the private channel button, what you can do is this. Under private meeting, let's say you go right to edit channel, and you can also set how many people are allowed to be in there. So like, let's say if it's supposed to be a private meeting between two people, permissions, that's always important too. So you can set, so you don't have to have a specific role. You can set specific people to have access to your room too. Plus, here's the key. I make every channel be specific. So let's say captain of teams. He may be an important member of your team, but he don't want him to be, have everything on, have all your powers either. So you don't have to give him anything important. He can connect to your channel. He can speak in your channel. You don't want to be able to mute people. You don't want to be able to deafen. You don't want him to be able to even move people out of the channel. Use voice activity. Members must use push to talk in this channel. So let's say you want to be able to talk, but you don't want him to just be hollering constantly or breathing hard into his mic, whatever it might be. So put in voice activity. So this requires him to have to use push to talk. And also priority speaker. Do you want him to be able to speak above everyone else? When he starts speaking. So if you just let's say this is a regular member, instead of the cat, an actual boss of the team. So I'm not gonna give him priority speaker. Do you want me to view the channel? If the person does not have view channel, he cannot see the channel. He can be moved to the channel, but he can't see the channel unless he's actually in it. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Again, webhooks, permissions, channels. Yeah. Normally I don't do instant invites for voice channels because it's just kind of weird. I might do it for I normally actually have a link to a permanent link anyway. Just make it easy for people. But anyway, so then we could have, let's say, oh no, I'm just thinking here. Go to service settings. I'll make a new role real fast. We'll call this role the caller. This is the person who calls his shots. Alright, I'm going to make his role yellow. Let's make him, he's just another regular person. He's not an administrator, but he calls the shots in the game. Alright, so let's say he doesn't really need anything specific. Everything else is already kind of set here by the looks of it on one channel. Okay, so this is what you do. This is what you do. Let me show you, ladies and gentlemen. So you go down here to, I'm actually going to change the name of this to the game. Let's call it the game. So permissions. You want the captain, you want the team members, or captain team as I have it listed, to be able to join. Then you want the caller to be able to join. The caller is going to have priority speaker, and he doesn't have to use push talk because you want people to be, because you don't want to, make it harder for him than he has to be. Give him to speak, connect, view channel, and that's all you really need, pretty much. And for everyone else, no, there's again, everyone means everyone. So if you don't want them to be able to see the channel, mark it off. If you can't see the channel, there really isn't a point doing anything else because they can't see the channel in the first place. But if by some chance somebody moves someone who shouldn't even be in the channel down, just make it so they can't talk. It's that just to, be safe. There you go. Now you've just made a voice channel very specific. So now let's say, for example, Love and Power. And let's say you want to give a specific person instead of a specific role. It's the same way. Mind you, with me, I'm already the Discord owner, so it doesn't really matter. But for the sake of this, I can get myself a priority speaker for that channel specifically. And there you go. That is about it as far as I know. But I'm going to look in the dashboard real fast and see if there are any extra specific questions. Do we have any specific questions at this time? Any questions? What I'm looking on the Discord server. There's actually quite a bit of delay there. I had no idea it was that far much of a delay. Right, so are there any questions whatsoever? And even as a little bonus, let me show you one last thing real fast. Discord bots. Let's say one of the very popular ones is the Me6 bot, Discord bot. All you really got to type in that, and you come up with this bot right here. Alright? And what's going to do is this. It is a moderation bot, and it's very useful. You just click on Add to Discord, and it's going to go right here and it's going to ask you to select the server you admin on. So you see, I have a few different personal channels, but I'm going to put in this one. Alright, so you can put what you want to be able to do. If you don't want to do specific things, don't give it that power. But for the sake of this example, I'll give it everything. It's probably going to be asking my bot. Yep. It always asks if you're a bot. And I'm really bad at this, so you may have to see me redo this. Let's see here. For once I got it. Alright, boom. So what this does is moderator. Let me find it. Settings. Yeah, yikes. Gotta log out. I gotta administrator roles. So below other roles that administrator permission in your server. By default, any role with this administrator permission is considered as a bot master. So this is kind of what I meant about giving people administrative powers on your Discord. A lot of times for bots especially, it will read any role that's considered an administrator as a bot operator, so you have to be careful about that. You can also add specific roles, even though I really wouldn't do that normally, unless, like, let's say, I remember on an old game I used to play, I was considered kind of like a hidden admin, if you will, because I did a lot of the more internal administrative tasks because the owner wasn't that familiar with the software we used. So I'd set it up for him so I could go in there, but as far as aesthetic wise, nobody actually knew I was an administrator, and that worked out well for us. So, oh, clicked the wrong thing there. So now let's go back to the Discord server for a second. Once I find it, here we are. As you can see, the bot has a joined channel. I'm not going to get a Me6 role. You can always go into server settings and roles, and you'll see it even made its own role. That's kind of what I really dislike about such bots and stuff, is that they just kind of take over the server, if you will. But it's understandable as to why, because you have to give them so much power anyway. But you see, it's already got administrative power. You can manage roles, can manage channels, and kick bed members, create instant invites, emojis, webhooks, all that good jazz. So, always something to keep in mind. So now you have your own Discord bot. So what does this actually mean for you? Well, the easiest way to learn is go to, I'm trying to remember which one it is. Here we go, help. So help is where you can, now you can, pretty much, now you have all of your basic user commands. It doesn't show the administrator commands right here. Let's say here, I believe you have to do the admin stuff on the site for this particular bot. Let's say, bear with me 1 minute, guys. It's been a while since I used Me6. Help. Oh, that's what I want. And this is where you can actually even set up who can use command like for help. You don't want to be certain commands. You can also restrict people from using the command. You can also even get more specific and restrict commands being used in specific channels. This is useful, like, let's say, if you have a channel just for music, it's a sort of like TPP. I believe it's TPP. Let me see here. I believe it's TPP has a. Let me find it. I believe they have a. They have an MTV channel, right? The MTV channel, they even have a. Shoot, I'm not finding it now. MTV right there. This is where they want you to basically put all of the actual, bot commands for music. So you can make it so you can only use that help command, for example, in a help channel. You can set up custom commands, and like, for example, you can do team info, okay, and say, hey, welcome to our team. You can be like, our requirements are this. we strategize to win. Make sure to check out. I think you can put whatever channel. So you can put in tips. See, we'll automatically even go out to your Discord and see what channels you have, which is super useful. So check out tips and base examples, for example. And bot response. Bot response is, for example, if you wanted to send it to you in a DM, or you want to send it in the chat. So let's say I do private. Team information command. Again, you can set what channel that command can be used in. You can set what roles can use the command, etc. This is also a pretty easy way to also to set up some warning system or something like that. Reply, send, give roles, remove roles, whatever. So I want to add that. Team info. So what's going to happen when I go to team info now, right? Team info. So I'm not typing right, hang on. Oh, I don't think I said what roles can actually do it. Hang on. That's my bad. Allowed roles. And you can put down this can be done in miscellaneous. Just wrong one. Alright, so you don't have to set up a specific channel it can be used in. Just the bad one is for oh, I see what the issue is. But you don't have to put the exclamation there. That was my bad. And you can see, there you go. I'll request this. Check out tips, and it'll go back to your tips. It's a pretty nifty little thing. So, last chance to ask for questions. This should wrap up the stream. I've been streaming for a while now, and I don't want to get this too lengthy. After this, perhaps I'll do a live stream later as well about how to actually getting adjusted Discord. Maybe something about how to get the most out of it, I guess I should be saying. But again, thank you for watching. Hopefully this has helped you, and I shall see you again next time. Stay tuned. I will have a stream later. Probably won't be today. It might be Wednesday or Friday in the morning sometime, where I will be talking about examples of how to what was it? The best way of how to combat bases that are basically you can't get easy 50% quick victory. Sometimes you'd get a little creative, sometimes it'd be super fast. We'll be talking about that as well. So again, thanks for watching. Hopefully it has helped you. And this is Love and Power signing off.